Additions to the four main demands. Regarding the second demand, the very humble demand of 10 billion US dollars compensation for the evils done to me was made on November 30th, 2023. That's because I was then anticipating a meeting with the organization based on a calculation that I thought was meant for a mere 5 weeks, when it was actually intended for 15, according to my current knowledge. The next anticipated minimum date of meeting is February 11th, 2024. 73 days past the former date. 73 days throughout which my body was extensively abused, in addition to everything from before. Now you see, I admit that I made those 4 demands of my justice in anticipation of meeting with the organization. But it doesn't mean that I ever agreed that I would be physically abused unless I successfully complete 15 weeks or any amount of time of some training program. I actually never agreed to be physically abused at all. And it's also against human rights, international human rights. So from my perspective, if I present demands to receive justice, and I only ask for a humble amount of compensation money compared to the horrors done to me, and not only they are ignored, but the abuse of my body still goes on, that's a very big problem. So I kept elevating my humble demand of compensation money, little by little, first in increments of 2.5 billion US dollars, then 5, then 10, and so on. I made many videos in which I elevated the demands, in hopes that my body would be left alone. I recall stating clearly that I would rather that my body is left alone than receive more money, that I was not greedy for money. I just wanted my body to be left alone already. Nevertheless, the abuse went on, and even as of writing this, on February 4th, 2024, the abuse of my body still goes on. And I'm recording it on February 6th, and the abuse of my body still goes on. As of today, the demand now stands at 1 trillion US dollars. If that is of any surprise, you can look up my YouTube videos, and my Instagram posts, how I gradually, little by little, incremented up to this fucking amount. I can't help it. You forced me to keep elevating it. You ignored all my pleas to leave my body alone. I will give you, however, an alternative option. You can compensate me with the original amount of 10 billion US dollars if you meet the following terms. Agree to my first demand out of my secondary demand list. To rejuvenate my body for the actually about 6.5 years of constant abuse, but without me having to sacrifice any of the compensation money for it. Again, so what if I still look young? I don't have an absolute proof that I didn't go through any aging at all throughout that time period. Therefore, I want to be given rejuvenation equal to that amount of time. Additionally, I want any physical modification done to me, including on the genetic level, that I ask for, including any medical procedures to repair or improve my body anyhow, that do not advance my body beyond the human level, but merely improve or repair my current human form, including making it so I will never have facial hair nor body hair ever again, but will retain all the hair on my head, eyebrows, and eyelashes, provided completely free of charge. I believe that this is an extremely reasonable offer. And also very easy for the organization to fulfill. Now, regarding the third demand out of the four main demands. The addition to it is that not only the creature and the Sadeh family have to be punished for torturing me, but also the ones who come here every single weekend to torture me using noises. And obviously, that's not the tiny 4 years old black girl from downstairs who hardly weighs anything. I want the real culprits punished. I want them to be sentenced to 20 years of imprisonment so they'd remember for the rest of their lives what happens when they try to deliberately, in a calculated manner, make someone suffer week after week at his own fucking home. Those are all of my additions at the present time to the four main demands.